Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chip's NBA Report. Got all kinds of stats, trends, free plays to give you. The topic today is going to be NBA injuries. And Chip, start everybody off by telling what you have going for this weekend. I know you had another big weekend.
Yeah, we had a great week, not only in NBA action, but in Major League Baseball as well. What I have for everyone this week, everyone knows that I hang my hat on my Megabuck play. It is the single strongest play I have each and every day. It's a game you can play with confidence. It's a game you can step out on. And I'm offering it to you. Now, this goes for $500 when you get our personal service. I'm giving it to you right now for $10 at 866-899-9462. These are big game winners. John, you know, we've gone over 90 days now. We're at 65% with this single play Megabuck each and every day. It's worth a $10 investment at 866-899-9462.
Yeah, speaking of investments, I know you had a 4-0 Saturday and a 3-1 Sunday, so there's nothing like rolling with W, especially with a new week starting.
Yeah, it feels really good, and we're in stride with baseball. We've been in sync right from the start, and basketball's doing nothing but picking up action each and every day.
Jim Feist has baseball players rolling, and he had a good weekend by hitting his Atlantic Division Game of the Year Sunday. That was on the Celtics, a blowout winner, and that follows Saturday's NHL overall Game of the Year with the Boston Bruins, and his baseball package is available now. If you want to get the entire season or just a half season, call 1-866-841-1655 and use the code words Home Run Derby. Okay, in the NBA this week, coming down the home stretch here, we're going to talk about injuries today, and Chip, one of the interesting games yesterday was the Knicks and the Bulls. Derrick Rose actually came back from an injury, but he didn't really play very well. I wonder if he's still 100%.
Well, it's tough to be sharp when you've been down as long as he's been down, and we did have the Knicks as one of our top plays yesterday against the Bulls, with the knowledge that Rose was returning. And, you know, the thing that I was impressed with was actually the defense that Shumpert played against the kid from Georgia Tech, the young guard, that played against Derrick Rose. He actually took the ball out of Rose's hands twice in the second half when he was impeding him on his shots. Rose had a horrible shooting night. Not that he's the greatest shooter in the world, because he's much better when he penetrates, but even when he was penetrating last night, the Knicks were there. And, you know, the Chicago Bulls, though they have the most wins in the East, it looks like the same thing it did last year. As Rose goes down the stretch, that's what's going to happen to the Bulls. If you can get Shumpert or even LeBron James to shut down this one player, I think Chicago's in trouble.
Yeah, that Knicks-Bulls game, it did go over the total of 185, but that was because of overtime. Remember, it was 91-91 all at the end of regulation. What stood out to me was just the intense defense, which is what we're going to see more and more, and even when the playoffs starts. Chicago Bulls shot 39% against the Knicks, and the Knicks shot just 38%. And keep in mind that there are some really fierce defensive teams this week that are going to be facing each other. The Celtics and the Heat are going to hook up on Tuesday. Hawks are going to be playing the Celtics. The Knicks-Bulls rematch is on Tuesday. Later in the week, we got the Lakers-Nuggets fighting for playoff positioning. And the next Sunday, a big one, the Heat as playing at the New York Knicks. That should be intense defensive effort. And you're looking at individual teams. The 76ers, when they lose a game like they did Sunday against Boston, they're 27-7 under the total the next game. And the Celtics, when they win a blowout game by more than 10 points, they're 13-6-1 under the total. It's a very good time of the year for defense, intense defense, and games under the total.
Well, John, you know, you're the totals man here. I'm just looking to come up with a side and looking for someone to lay down in a big game.
You know, there'll be plenty more defensive efforts this year, and I definitely like the totals. I like some of the under totals over the weekend, too. And some of the injuries that are on tap are taking place out west with the Lakers. I mean, this is a team that's in the number 2 or 3 slot for the Western seed, and yet they got all kinds of injury problems. What's the story with the Lakers?
Well, you know, they have to be at least a 3, considering you've got Oklahoma City and San Antonio. But, you know, the Lakers don't have it all together right now. There's still a problem about Bynum. What's the story with Bynum? They're coddling him. Kobe's got to have a great shooting night. Now, they got Sessions, which is really great because he can run the floor and the show. But they really don't have that much depth. And, you know, John, I'm really wondering, injuries aside, because it happens to everyone, if they've really bought into Mike Brown here. I really question it. We know that after a period of time in Cleveland with LeBron, you know, it was actually LeBron's decision, I think, to separate and Mike Brown was on his way out. So now he's with the Lakers, and there doesn't seem to be anything special, any spark about them, and they haven't had a winning streak with any continuity, a long streak of any sort, which most good clubs and great clubs do at some time during the season. San Antonio's had some big streaks, even the Miami Heat have had some big streaks, and they just don't seem to be able to put any of that together.
Yeah, I think Mike Brown's in a tough situation, too, because he's expected to do really well in the postseason, has brought defense to that team. They got the great rebounding. But, you know, if they get to the finals or the Western Conference Finals, people are going to say, well, they were supposed to. And if they flop before then, which is a possibility, he's going to receive a lot of criticism. The thing that stands out for the Lakers, though, to keep in mind is the injuries. Meta World Peace, he has a sore ankle. Pau Gasol's wearing that sleeve to cover his left elbow. Kobe Bryant missed a shoot-around on Saturday, and then they went out and played a bad game against Houston Rockets. Gave up 112 points at home. I wonder if it's affecting their defense, because the Lakers are on a 20-7 run over the total now. They're not the standout defensive team that they were. And then down south, we got a couple of injury concerns with the Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic. I know Miami got some good news with Mike Miller coming back, but then Dwayne Wade has some problems too. What's the story in your backyard?
Well, the story is I think the Heat are 10-1 or 11-1 without Wade in the lineup. And I'm not trying to say that they're better off without him, but obviously LeBron is more comfortable when he's got a little bit more room on the floor and he's handling the ball a little bit more often. And he had a season high the other day without Wade in the lineup. There is only one basketball, and you know the only guys that I saw that were able to do this, there was a trio with the Lakers when they had Chamberlain, Baylor, and West. They did it, and of course the Knicks when they had Monroe, Frazier, and Willis Reed are the big-time center in New York. But it's tough to play with one basketball when you got three guys that demand possession of it. They have to have it in their hands or not as effective.
Yeah, and on the other side of the Florida coast, you get the Orlando Magic. They just lost Turkoglu. He's going to be out for the next 3 weeks with a facial fracture. He's kind of a veteran player that could hold that fractured, dysfunctional team together, but nothing really seems to be working for them of late. And they're off that blowout loss to the Knicks. And when they face a team with a winning record, just atrocious. Orlando 0-7 against the spread. There's no way I'm backing this team. And if you like to play totals, when the Magic, they're a road underdog, 9-4 under the total. I have a free play for everybody out there. Chip, do you have any free plays too for the viewers?
Well, on Monday, I think that I'm going to call it my trend buster free play because this plays against all trends. Tonight, Golden State is going to Denver, where Denver, I think, has only covered one of their last 10 at home as favorites, and Golden State is 14-5 on the road getting the points. This is all point related, and yet I'm going to do reversal of fortune here, John. I'm telling you, this is my trend buster free game. Look for Denver to have their way with Golden State tonight. This is Monday.
Trend buster is one thing. As long as it's a bookie buster, everybody will be happy. My free play is going to take place on Tuesday. The Toronto Blue Jays are hosting the Red Sox. You got a great hitter's park, some questionable pitching. The Tuesday lineup is Daniel Bard against Kyle Drabek. Bard is a two-pitch pitcher who had a terrible spring training, and Kyle Drabek never has fulfilled the talent when they traded for him, giving up Roy Halladay. And two very good offenses. Drabek has control troubles in the spring. Boston loves to draw walks. And when these teams meet in this park, 10-2 over the total. Tuesday free play, Red Sox, Blue Jays over the total. Trivia time, Chip. What is the best rebounding differential teams in the NBA?
All right, let me think hard here. I'd like to say the Thunder because they have such an effective winning record, and I would not say the Heat because Bosch just doesn't mix it up that well. John, give me the answers.
You're right about the Heat. They're not in there. Chicago Bulls, that hard-working front court. But then the next couple of teams, both L.A. teams, believe it or not, the Clippers and the Lakers are in the top 5. Utah Jazz is number 3, and the Denver Nuggets, of all teams, is number 5. I bring that up because some of those teams have youth and weakness on defense, but we all know that rebounds and rings is what Pat Riley used to say, so it's going to be interesting when those teams make the playoffs if that rebounding carries them deeper into the playoffs than we think. Okay, that'll do it for this week. Chip, tell everybody again what you have on tap.
Well, John, the last 90 days we hit 65% of our Megabuck releases. This is my single strongest play each and every day. This game can go up to $500 per selection. because it is such a consistent winner. But for you, right now, special offer, give my offices a call at 866-899-9462 and receive Megabucks for only $10 on a daily basis. It's an incredible offer at a 67% winner over a 3-month period. I'd like to do that once again, and we're going to continue doing it each and every day. So get on board, become a winner with the A-Play and Chip Chirimbus. 866-899-9462. 866-899-9462.
That's a great offer. Jim Feist on Saturday nailed that NHL Game of the Year. Yesterday, Sunday, he nailed his Atlantic Division Game of the Year on the Celtics. And then tonight, Monday night, he has his Revenge Game of the Year. You can get it for $15 along with a week of hoops and baseball. 1-866-841-1655. Also, when you call that number, ask for season and half rates for baseball season packages from Jim. All right, everybody. Chip, good luck with your Megabuck plays. Keep those rolling this week.
Thank you, John.
And everybody, good luck to you. We'll see you next week.
Take care and good luck, everyone.